Jason versus Sal. This is a wild fight. Sal thinks that Jason and Gary, especially Jason, isn't qualified to judge a song parody contest. He doesn't know anything about comedy. He doesn't know enough about music. He doesn't get the right to judge me. And all Sal wants to do is write N-word parody songs.
Right.
And so Jason is tapped. This is when he's starting to get more responsibility to give his opinion. And Sal cannot stand that Jason has any responsibility over him and his song parodies. And it leads to a crazy fight.
I'm bitter because I'm not listening to the songs that I picked. I don't give a shit. I worked hard on
hold on a second. Did you go to Jason? And did you say to Jason, okay, after we listen to the songs, right, and we pick the 30 finalists that will be the ones that Howard will not pick for the 5 finalists, after that, did you go into my office without telling anybody and listen to them all again?
Yes.
Okay, stop.
Okay.
And then did you say to Jason...
What is this, People's Court?
Did you say to Jason after that, Jason, how come none of the songs I picked were in there? Answer the question. When you went to Jason, you said, Jason, how come none of the songs that I listened to made the finals?
And he said... see, you're putting it in the wrong order. I came to Jason. I said, Jason, where were the ones that I put in the acceptance bin? Jason says, I had to refilter those. And I said, what's the point of you refilter? So he listened to everything that was accepted again and then put the clips up. So you're listening to stuff that Jason made a call on things that I accepted. That's what I was upset with Jason about. When I went back into your office to listen, I wanted to see what you guys picked and liked.
Wait, Sal, I want to make sure this is clear. Why were you upset with Jason if he was going through, like, we all went through them, you know, here's ones we like. Jason then went through them again. Jason, you should come down here. Jason went through them again and then said, okay, these are the ones, right? Yeah. So he did that with yours,
okay, so
correct?
What happened? Yeah, so during the break, every day I came in, and I really loved doing it. It was a lot of fun, and Jason gave me a pile of CDs. I'd give him back, let's say, 3 out of 20 that I enjoyed. Then, once everything was up on the screen, there was a...
That's not Jason being lazy or inundated.
No, Jason said it to me. Cut it down. I'm getting inundated. He said it.
Cut it down. But I get what he said. He said, cut it down to the ones that are good. Here's a question.
You are proving everything.
Here's a question. You're always going to defend your Quasimodo over here. That's fine. I'm working. I did my job.
How many did he give you to listen to?
This is from the... If you haven't figured it, this is from the wrap-up show. So
piles every day. I don't know. About 15, 20 a day. And then I did cut it down.
And... I think you'll agree with me. And Sal knew that. I mean, at some point, he knew they wanted him to go in that, and he would become that caricature of himself.
If you listen to 100, how many did you give back to Jason?
Probably 15 tops, maybe.
I don't know. I don't know.
No, I don't know either. Every day was a different pile here, different pile there.
John, you were part of the process.
Yeah.
You did the exact same thing Sal did.
Okay.
Was there any problem with the process as you saw it?
No, I mean, you gave me a bunch of CDs. I went through. The ones I liked, I gave back to you. And actually, there was one I really liked a lot.
Right.
To quote Dennis Miller, when he was funny, John Hine deserves to vote in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame like Elvis deserved his black belt.
That you shot down because Sal and Richard said it wasn't that great.
Right. Sal, do you think that Jason didn't put your stuff up because of his bias against you?
Absolutely.
So what would you think is the reason?
There is the reason is, why are you asking me to review shit if it's going to be filtered by Quincy Jones of Baba Booey because Jason Kaplan?
At some point, somebody's got to be a filter.
All right, but here's the thing, Gary, and Sal, you correct me if I'm wrong here, okay? Listen to me and correct me if I'm wrong.
I mean,
Sal, I'm reading into this. Sal.
You can't beat Jason because Sal's trying to insult him and Jason's laughing. He's got the Lexapro laugh through it. There's nothing you can say to him. He insults himself before you can do it. There's no getting to him.
It feels like he does Baba Booey songs for a living, basically.
That has nothing to do with it.
Maybe you should be the be-all, end-all.
No, not even close. We're all part of a team. I don't know why I'm filtering down something and then it's being refiltered by Jason Kaplan.
And then it got refiltered again?
By me. It's going to be refiltered by Howard.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know. I thought anything that we picked, let's say Richard picked, hypothetically, let's say you pick 6.
Sal is a stupid thing, too, where he's almost like he believes on the fourth wall of the show or the...
Right.
Howard, they're a human shield for Howard. He's there thinking for him. So... Sal will never blame Howard for this. It is his decision and it is his show, and that's why these guys are doing it. And he'll never blame Howard for it.
That's the sort of stupid like a fox genius of Howard Stern, is that he gets his staff fighting with each other and pits them against each other so that they don't look at the common reason for all their problems, which is him. You know.
Yep.
So.
They never distill it down to.
Or if they figured it out, they know that they're
not
hands are
allowed
tied.
to.
Songs. I picked 10. John picked 8. Jason picked
You
20.
think they're all finalists?
That's what I thought. I didn't know it was broken down to
So
another
what does it matter?
round.
So now you know. What does it
that's
matter?
It matters.
Would you have listened in a different way?
No, but it matters
then you did the job we asked you to do.
I did, right, exactly. But the thing is
Thank you
that,
for that, by the way.
I didn't know in the end that, again, it was,
Okay,
the
so
Jimmy Jam of fucking Bowie songs.
But why?
Oh, excuse me, G thing. Listen,
G-Man.
No, but it bothers you that. I think what's really bothering you here
It's not bothering me.
is that you feel your opinion wasn't heard, but apparently it was. And at some point, everyone. Listen,
But that opinion does. Okay, now you went on the air and you painted me as like being bitter about that filtering process.
You're clearly
no,
not.
you're pretty done a good job
I'm not,
painting
but
yourself that way.
You guys are pestering me about it, so I'm bringing up the real story.
But I don't understand.
So who cares?
So the stuff that you liked, we didn't feel was worth it as a finalist, and that upsets you. But what does that mean?
Because my opinion was dwelled down to just one person.
No, everybody's
rather than a
was.
group.
Everybody's was, not yours.
Oh, that's fine.
No,
Well, if you guys want to do it
and
that
what does
way,
dwell down mean?
if you wanted to filter down to
Sal meant dwindled down, and he said dwelled. Yeah.
Yeah.
guys are blowing it out to be. I'm not that bothered by it. I'm saying if I could change one thing, that's my only issue. I would prefer 5 guys in the room reviewing round 2 versus 1 guy.
Far from your only issue, dude.
That's it. 5 guys reviewing round 2 versus 1.
So you're telling
Idiot.
Sal, so you're telling me that,
Jason.
and I'm not making a joke here, you're telling me that your expertise in creating these things and knowing what works and what's been done and all that stuff, that's not playing into how you feel at all?
Okay, my expertise in doing what I've done has got me a job on the show. That says a lot already.
Really? Did you get a piece of shit song you wrote today? You're the fucking song parody expert?
Secondly...
So that's why you're here, because we think you do a good job of the song parody.
And
nothing comes down to me. We had a meeting with 10 people yesterday in Gary's office.
Okay.
We went through everything.
You guys...
You show up for 1 second.
You guys have a...
Hold on. Suck and leave.
You guys have a creative perspective. I'm looking at it from a managerial point of view. I think it was structured improperly. 5 guys versus 1 reviewing round 2. I think would have helped the process. But that's fine.
Is there anything in round 2?
Yeah, Pell is right too. Sal thinks he may be higher on the totem pole than Jason, and he's finding out now that he's not, and that's really what's eating him at this point.
It appears that nothing that got cut out of round 2 was strong enough to get there anyway. So
no,
why
that's
are
not
you?
True. You're making an assumption.
I just asked you the question.
I would have loved to hear John. I would have loved to hear John's submissions in round 2. I would have loved to.
Okay, hold on a sec.
Stanzilla asked, "What did Jason?" Because they tried to delegate delabate duties to Jason, and they became so good at it. Jason was smart enough to know that Gary is complacent and falling asleep at work, and he seems to have a shitty radar for booking guests, and he's more interested in going to spring sync with Ross Zapin, and he's slipping and losing his edge, and now I'm going to be Iago and take his job because he knew that it was prime for the taking. And Jason's kind of, him and Will sit back and look at what Gary does wrong, and they improve on it.
Yeah. Gary got too comfortable with the perks of his job at an early retirement age. That was a big mistake. Yep.
And the complacency was they could sniff it on him, and just the entitlement, right, and the arrogance. And
Joe, do you feel that there's anything that didn't get to the final round?
Yeah, ironically, Tonecott, that also endeared him to the audience more than he ever has.
Right.
With that Beth joke at the roast.
That you felt strongly about.
Yes.
Okay.
And I told Jason what it was, and we had a discussion about it, and
Richard and Sal hated it.
And because of the process, and Richard and Sal, whatever else, I respect their decision, and I shut up.
I would like to say that I agreed with John on that song, and these two come in, Sal and Richard, and completely spook me about the whole process because I do respect their opinion, and I played it for them. And both of them, this is the most horrible song. You guys are lame for life. So they scared me from even putting it through.
Do me a favor. I'd like to hear that song after the show today.
Okay. Here comes Mother Teresa to explain how he's going to coddle me, and let Sal explain, Gary, so I can cut up the clips tomorrow and throw him under the bus.
No. I'll do that anyway.
Wow, that only took 2 years and 8 months.
I don't need to coddle you here, Sal, because I don't. His perspective on it, if you will, wasn't represented at all. You took it as Sal sort of paying you back because of the way things were paid. And Sal, I mean, again, I don't want to coddle you here, so you should speak for yourself, so I don't have to fucking do it.
So now that we explained
John Hine
what Gary...
cursing. Doesn't curse much.
Explain what Gary assumed.
Well, just so you know, I was not the only one.
Yeah.
More than 3 or 4 people had the same thought.
You and the conspiracy of assholes back there. That's fine. Your little clique of...
The Fab Four, that's not the Fab Five?
Right. Whatever
The
it is.
Unfab Four.
I need the song because I had this theory with John. I said, you know what's funny? The odd thing,
the N-word.
Right. The odd thing is that, no. I go, the odd thing in the past is that a lot of these songs, there was always some sort of submission involving the N-word. I go, I'm just surprised it didn't happen this time. It happened with the World's Meanest Listener contest. It happened with the prior Bowie song contest.
Times are changing.
So Sal's pretty much chronicling that in 2002, when they did Meanest Listener, it was, and that's terrestrial.
Right.
And it's edgier. And now Sal's... Supernova Blast is the N-word. It's the only thing he goes to, and he can't do it here freely. Times are changing, as David just said.
John, didn't you drive past his house and sing that That's Life parody song?
How do you remember that? I did do that.
Yeah, I remember you saying that once, yeah.
My wife, she's a real pain in the ass. I screamed that out the window when I drove by.
You'll arrive at 17 Squabble Lane.
Bon Jovial's back with a fucking sound drop.
With a vengeance.
It was 4:00 in the afternoon on a Saturday. I remember that.
God.
So
Sal told me this while we were listening to submissions. This wasn't. This was before any of the finalists.
So you saw something that wasn't being represented in the contest.
I envisioned gold that wasn't there yet.
The N-word?
Yeah.
No, based on the past submissions of the show, I said, I'm just surprised that hasn't come across yet.
No, so
hold on. No, don't tell me what I'm thinking, all right?
I just thought you were done.
What are you doing? No, I'm not done. I'm not. I'd be... No, Christ, no wonder your mother hates your guts. Holy cow.
No wonder your wife cheats on you.
All right.
Oh, my.
Oh, my God.
You cuckold fuck.
Whoa!
So anyway, when it came down to it, I made a complete goof to make a song with the N-word in it, and I put it up as a goof as like, I was making fun of myself as Al Giovanelli versus Sal Governale.
But to find the goofy, what's the goofy part of it?
The goof was...
Wait, you have to explain the Al Giovanelli thing, because he didn't say this was by Al Giovanelli.
So the next one spills into a video, and they put it on the actual Stern show. He finally picks up on this.
Jason was the sole arbiter of good taste.
Well, of his selection.
That's right.
John, you could back me up on some exact quotes we all heard from Sal in the office. I cannot believe that everything Richard and I approved didn't make it to the contest.
I never said that.
John, did you hear that?
I don't remember him saying that, but I believe you if you say it's
Who
true.
would believe you?
And when he came in,
Jason, who would believe you? You're just you're a selfish air whore weasel who will say anything for attention because you can't stand on anything creatively on your own to get by. This is your niche. Your niche is to make up shit, to inflame shit, to exaggerate shit, because that is your only way that you will receive attention. You don't receive attention from creative stuff. You don't receive attention.
That's not true.
Well, Gary, stop backing him up for one fucking second.
Wait.
Get your fucking fat lips out of his fat ass and let me finish.
Hold on.
Where are your bits? Where are your pranks? Where are your songs? Where's your contributions in that sense?
That's
all
not
you
how
do,
he,
though.
that's not how
he stretches the truth.
You're
he does it to the
idiot.
pace. You lied about Richard Christie talking about Artie behind Artie's back.
Lie.
You fucking created one of the biggest turmoils in the show because you stretched it out tremendously. You also get under DePace's skin deliberately. You just made up a quote where you asked John Hein to back you up that he said he never heard.
You said it.
That's what you do.
No.
That's what you do.
First of all,
and I have no problem
me-
with you listening to my shit. I said I just thought it would be good if 5 heads did it. That's a compliment to you, Gary.
No,
That's
it's
a compliment
not.
to Ben.
Don't
Don't
give
make
me a
assumptions because
backhand
you don't know
ball.
what's in my fucking head.
And you don't know what's in my fucking head. Why don't you shut up for a second?
There's
and let me
nothing
talk.
in your head. I know what's in there. Absolutely nothing.
Mayonnaise is in my head. Hold on,
Except for
can I talk?
ways you just deliberate this bullshit to piss people off.
First of all, if anyone's a
and
liar,
I don't care. I don't care about this process. I don't care.
No one cares what you care about or don't care about.
I did my job.
You
keep
fucking
asking.
freak.
You keep asking me over
You're
and over
such
again.
a loser, dude.
Would you like to not be included in the next process? Would that
I would
make you
love
happy?
to be. I was proud to be part of it. That's not the issue.
Well, it seems like it's
dude. Mike Morse.
Mike Morse says it's really wow.
This is Sal finding out that Santa Claus isn't real. It's like, yeah, you're not more valuable as a creator to Howard. Jason is more valuable as an administrative human shield. And if you want to have autonomy over your bits, or you want to be in the mix of things, making decisions, that's probably the direction you should have gone in. Because as a creator, you're very replaceable.
Yeah, it's hitting him really hard right now, that realization.
I put through songs great from him. Joey Pajamas, Poland Joe, Steven Smith. For the past 2.5 years, I listen to every Bowie song that comes emailed to me. I love them. I put them up. I'm proud of these contributions.
Right.
So what's the problem? All of a sudden now,
have the problem. You have the problem.
The problem is
it'd be interesting to hear people who didn't hear this right back or like relatively new to the show, like, what is this show? Like, it just, the newer listeners would watch this and just go, what? This is the same show?
I remember when I first when I first saw it when YouTube started, I couldn't understand what Fred and Benji were sitting there. I'm like, do they just type stuff? They are computers. It takes
weird.
You got to watch an hour or two before you start realizing, they're all part of this. It's like, I wouldn't have a clue what this is if it said,
I know,
the Howard Stern show, the wrap-up show. I'd be like, what? A wrap-up? Where's Howard? What? Anyway.
Why is he not right?
You have a fucking problem. Don't ask me what the fucking problem is when you have a problem.
The problem is
Tell me what the problem is.
I have a beef with one guy listening to
because you don't respect him.
Wow. Then it got worse.
Howard showed up in his pajamas that day. That was nice of him.
LW says, at least they're getting smarter about pretending people from Alaska and Hawaii are waiting to call into the show. Classic LW, right?
Then they got into the name calling.
Oh, you mean they went on from that?
Oh, yeah.
For you to sit here and call me an air whore, where you are on the air, you put your whole life on the air. We find out, you tell us how your wife's cheating on your ass on the air. I mean, you're on the air every 10 seconds. Yeah, why not? You call me a fat fucking loser, so I'll go wherever I want to go with you.
But the thing is,
your wife cheats on you.
Wow.
So where
I just want to throw that out
and
there.
your mother hates your guts because she's realized that the pile of shit that shot out of her uterus is completely useless.
I wonder how many blowjobs you gave on the back of that bus.
And that's why you're on so much medication, because your mother hates your guts. You realize that she realizes that you should have been an abortion.
I bet
but
Christine
instead you're a
left
big
I bet
blobby
Christine left
pile of fucking
right
shit.
inside her.
You're like a fucking.
There's no pouch holding for Christine's man.
You're nothing more than a pile of chopped meat.
At least
At
I'm
the bottom
banging.
of the screen.
She's not banging anyone else.
You're nothing more.
That girl is you see
She's
how real
hiding
it is.
Chop meat.
At least I'm banging my chick. She's not banging anyone else.
Chick. You said you preferred jerking off to fucking her.
So no one else is fucking about me.
You're fucking closet homo. That's probably why.
Oh please.
All right, where's all this animosity between these two?
I don't know. It's
I don't have it.
You guys both say you love each other.
I do. I still don't have a beef with Jason. I really don't. I don't.
Well, I now officially have a beef with you because you can't treat me like an asshole on the air. I didn't treat you like an asshole. You treat me like an asshole on the air, and then we walk outside the studio and you go, I love you. I'm just kidding.
And you do the same thing.
You just said
I said it right now on the air that I still love you.
About me without me saying a word about you. You just said horrible shit about me.
Because Gary made an assumption that it was you.
No.
You who was filtering.
I'm talking about me and you.
But I'm telling you where they came.
You know what, Sal?
They just kept going with it.
You're a lying, two-faced piece of shit who acts like my best friend out in the hall.
Believe me, I don't act like your best friend. I'm an acquaintance next to you, and I have to say hello. I'm far from your best friend. You have no best friends. You have no friends.
There's that girl on the bottom right. See, let's get a better look at her.
Friends, period. You're useless. I wish your mother would have aborted you. I'm sorry, Mrs. Kaplan. If I was a doctor, I would have taken those forceps and crushed your fucking head and then high-fived your mother.
How many abortions Christina to get from her emotional friend?
Wow.
I can't.
I just want to again say, if she did cheat, which we don't know if she did, I'm sure she was a condom. There was no abortion.
Oh my God.
Sal, where can people catch your...
You can catch me at fucking Jason's house with a fucking machine gun.
Nah, you're kidding there.
Come
Any
on.
appearances? Seriously.
No. Chambersburg, the 25th.
Try to appear composed, Jay.
Look at that girl staring at him.
Yeah.
Now
Catch me online waiting to fuck Christine.
All right.
And Superfan Roundtable tonight.
Enough of that shit. I'm not fucking kidding around.
Keep doing it with my mom, you asshole.
Well, you're the one who keeps doing my wife.
Well,
Enough
keep
of that.
doing it. I'm not telling you.
All right. You want to keep doing it? I'm doing it.
Go ahead.
You're a fucking douchebag.
Fuck you, asshole.
And thank you for listening to the wrap-up show on Howard 100 and Howard 101.
Wow.
Easy, guys.
Howard, I want to point out the only reason why we ended it is we have no control over it. The next commercial comes in, and we'd have kept going.
Whoa, isn't this serious? The Wild West? Don't you do whatever? Isn't this no more bullshit? We do whatever we want? Why? Why do you have to listen to that?
You're saying you have to hit the song or hit the call or hit the... Right.
Gary
This
loves
is serious.
that. Gary gets to be like Howard in there.
Yeah.
He's the one who has the final say. What a crazy...
It was a crazy fight. Honestly, if Sal didn't make it fun of Gary's teeth, he'd still be selling penny stocks for unsuspecting customers. Yeah, it's boiler room bullshit.